I'm Ethan Johnson, and this is the battle or the Siege of Bastogne collaborative display we made, replicating the town and the battle that took place outside the town.
So we just kind of work from this end and move our way down?
Yeah. So here we have the church, which was used as a hospital, the aid station, and the surrounding building's been bombed out and things like that. Jeep with stretchers on it, bringing the wounded in, civilians around the city trying to make life as it normally was. And then as we come down this way, we have a large hotel being bombed out and more shops and buildings. And then in the center of the city here, we have the park. And lots of things going on. We have vehicles parked here, watch spotlights, mortars, just lots of things going on. Greg here made a lot of the park, and this row of buildings here did a really good job with that.
Excellent job.
Hi, I'm Greg Suhr. I did some of these houses right here, and I did over half the park. And I also built that house in a few hours at the convention with the bulk parts.
Okay. So when you're working on some of these houses, I like how you've incorporated kind of the snow with the roofs and then bombed out. What's some of your techniques and pieces that you use there to kind of get that all look like that?
Definitely a lot of tiles to make it look like it's fresh and no one really touched it.
Okay.
And also using a lot of pieces like these right here to hang over the edges and stuff. It gives a great effect.
A little tooth type piece.
Yep.
Gotcha, very cool. Keep moving down here.
Yeah, and one more thing while we're in the park area, this building here across the from the park at this intersection is based on the actual town hall of Bastogne, and Elliott did a great job building this using lots of nice architecture features.
Yeah, it was a fun one, a little bit of last minute build, but I thought it came out pretty well. I had a reference picture of the real thing, and I'm sure Ethan could show it. You could put it up as B-roll if you wanted to, but there's a little non-purist, which some people are kind of triggered by, but but you can see I put like the stickers around it to kind of smooth out the snow, like make the transition smoother, and then I put some stickers on the windows to get the nice cross paneling. And then another thing I was really proud about that was the doors specifically, to get that like subtle indent. Like, I mean, you can't really show it, but like if you take those doors out, they go like really deep to get all that like snot work in to get the subtle paneling.
Yeah, so the stud's not on top, kind of sideways building stuff there.
Yeah, stud's not on top. Just in case you didn't know, yeah, that's what it means.
Perfect, we'll keep moving down through the city then.
Okay, so right outside the city, we have the city walls and a tent here with a map and a radio so they can communicate with the troops outside. And you can see there's some remaining tracks where a Jeep came through, and the Americans in their foxholes hiding behind the sheds as the Germans advanced towards the city. The real battle is really a miracle how the Americans held it against so much opposition, but it was an American victory holding the town at the crossroads. As you come in, see the trees and the forest, the Americans digging in, and the Germans attacking them.
Down here at the end, we kind of have the German forces just on the edge of the build.
Yeah, we have the German forces here dug in with field artillery, the tanks advancing across the bridge, down the road, power lines going into the city with telephone lines.
Trying to get into the town.
Yeah. Last minute farmhouse. We built this on site.
I like it. For last minute, it looks very good.
Yeah, we were up late last night finishing it.
So this collaborative build is so massive. Do you know how long the whole thing is?
The original plan was 25 feet. We ended up shortening it a little bit, so somewhere around 20 to 25 feet.
Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. How many total builders participated?
9. Nine.
Very cool. So as you were kind of collaborating on it, how did you all keep in touch and figure out who was doing what with the build?
We used Skype, and I designed the layout in a grid section and posted standards so we knew our plates would all line up. We had a reference group for references for the French architecture style, snow techniques, tree techniques, all kinds of things. So we coordinated all of that.
It worked out well because a lot of us worked on St. Mare last year, which was the one with the big church and the parachutes. So we kind of took our experiences from that and kind of used it to sort of work on this, which is why I think overall the French architecture is definitely better this year than it was last year, because we had a year of experience to kind of develop it more and kind of get better at it. So I think that definitely helped.
Yeah, that's really cool. You get more experience with that. One thing I noticed, I want to make sure we can maybe go back and touch on, is the aerial stuff here.
Yes.
So you've got the plane and the parachutes. Talk about that.
Yeah, we actually had Yasser, a friend of mine, design it. I messaged him on Flickr to see if he could make us a plane, and he did an amazing job making that. Sent me the LDD file to make a second one. Unfortunately, he didn't have time to make a second one, but we used the planet pieces for the parachutes, and I think it adds a lot to the mock.
And so that's the parachutes are kind of supply drops into the Americans in the town?
Right, yes.
Okay.
So,
I think that works perfect. And you guys got like string kind of holding that stuff up as it comes down?
Yep. That was all stuff we learned from Mare last year, where we had a lot of trial and error to see how we could get the parachutes. And we found that last year, this sort of thing where you kind of just take them down, you can take them anywhere you want and then just attach them, was probably the best technique for it.
Well, very impressive. So how long ago did you guys start working on this? About how much time roughly did this take for all of you?
I actually started designing the church the week after BrickFair last year.
Okay.
So that was the first thing I did, and I planned the layout. And last year my mock was a solo mock, the Battle of New Nguyen. And Elliott messaged me to see if the St. Mare crew could help me out with this, because they didn't have a collab, so we came up with this.
Yeah, it all worked out well because the St. Mare group, like half the people kind of like couldn't come to BrickFair again this year, so it worked out well to join up with Ethan and do a new group work on a collab together.
And how big of kind of base plate sections is most of this building?
Most of the town is built on 48 by 48 stud base plates, the large gray ones, and then the snow is made of the 32 by 32 green base plates.
And talk about the minifigs. You've got a lot of different minifigs mixed all in throughout here. How'd you customize those to look like the World War II figs?
We had MMCB make the coats for us. They're actually cloth coats that go over the minifigures. And then the Minifig Co. custom designed legs for us that have snow on the boots. So we used all of those. And then mixed in civilians and other things like that to add to the effect.
And as far as like accessories and weapons go, it's all brick arms mostly, with a few like things here and there that might be a bit different, but those are the main ones.
And are the vehicles mostly custom or kits? How'd you decide to do that?
All the vehicles are actually my design in old dark gray, the old gray before they transitioned in 2003. So they're 1/40th scale. A little harder to get that 1/45th with the older parts. No cheese slopes or not many tiles, so.
Yeah, that's very cool. And I think I noticed a lot of the buildings here have kind of custom sort of decals or stickers and stuff on there. So if you want to point out some of those on some of the buildings along here?
Yeah, we actually just researched authentic posters and advertisements from the era and surrounding time periods, like early 30s, late 30s, 40s, and printed them out on sticker paper or regular printer paper and glued or stuck them on.
I think it adds like a nice, like just to break up empty walls, especially it's very easy to do too, but it looks really nice, and I think it adds a lot to the authenticity of the mock.
I agree, yeah, you stick it on the buildings and it looks really nice. So yeah, I think the whole collaboration turned out amazing. I love what you've done here. You captured the whole town and the invading army and everything really well. So I appreciate you guys putting all your time into this and talking with me about it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.